Hi friends, today we will discuss the continuation topic which we were earlier discussing, that is rational numbers. Let us give an introduction of rational numbers in our today's session. Definition of a rational number is as shown is here. See here, definition is a number. Let it be a number. Imagine a number or assume a number as x such that x is equal to p by q, where p, q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Let us think about it. See here the number x. Okay, the range of x is nothing but, means the set which it is defined is nothing but rational numbers only. But what is the set of this? How can we define this? The set of all x belongs to rational numbers such that or otherwise the set of all x such that x belongs to, you can keep it here q, otherwise x belongs to rational numbers, or x is in the form of p by q form. Hope you understood the definition. That is nothing but a number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p, q are integers and q should not be equal to 0. Why q is not equal to 0? A inquiry question. We will get know when is a rational number is defined is nothing but it is in the form of p by q, and also given condition p, q are integers, then we get a question or we raise a question that why q is not equal to 0. Let us consider a situation. Let a number, let it be p. Okay, let a number is p, or otherwise we just imagine a number as m. For suppose m is equal to p by q. So from this, how can you write p? P is equal to m times q only. Yes. Okay. Remember this first. Okay. M is equal to, not m. P is equal to m into q now. So case 1. When q is equal to 0, what happens? P is equal to 0. When m is equal to 0 or m is not equal to 0. Okay. Now let us discuss second case now. See now, second case. When q is equal to non-zero, what happens? P is equal to 0 when m is equal to 0. Let us discuss contradictory case. P is equal to m into q. P is equal to 0 for m is equal to, first case, for m is equal to 0, and the second case q is equal to 0. If m is equal to 0, what happens to the LHS part? LH also should be equal to 0, because when you substitute m as 0, what happens? P becomes 0. So I reversed the statement. So see here, when Q is equal to 0, what happens? P is equal to 0. Okay, fine. Now you have considered these two cases. Now consider the expression which I have given before. M is equal to P by Q. When Q is equal to 0, M becomes infinity. Or just you can say it as or it is nothing but not defined. Not defined. Short form we will write it as not defined as ND. Okay. So that's why we will not consider Q is equal to 0 in the case of defining rational numbers. So if Q is not equal to 0, that means it is non-zero integer. All integers are natural numbers. All integers are whole numbers. So similarly we will get. So Q is not equal to 0. Then for that M is not equal to not defined. For every number of Q, for any P value, you will get M as defined. So you remember the things which you have in this. Here once you see the flowchart given. First natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. The bigger portion was occupied by rational numbers. Suppose you can take here, you consider the shaded portion, everything you shade. If I consider a thing in the shaded portion, definitely I will get a rational number. Yes. Let us discuss a question. Sum of two rational numbers is k given and one of them is m, then the other number is how much? Let us discuss the solution of this. Solution. X plus y is equal to k. X plus y is equal to k. Given sum of two rational numbers is k. Let I assume x comma y are the two rational numbers. Okay. One of them is m is given now. So I assumed a number y as m. Okay. Here I substituted in this expression. So now transpose this to RHS side. M to RHS side. What happens by laws of equality? Whenever in the LHS part, whenever there is a positive quantity, will become negative in the RHS side. So here x is equal to how much is nothing but k minus m only. So our final answer is x is equal to k minus m. As rational number is in the form of p by q, so we need to express like that now. So x is equal to k minus m by 1. So here I introduced one more question also. if they ask p plus q, where this is in the form of p by q, then p plus q is equal to how much? Okay, now think about it. K minus m plus 1 is the answer at that time, whenever if they ask p plus q. Let us discuss real numbers. What is a real number and how we define real numbers? Just we are introducing it, and later we go through more about it and we will learn more about it. Okay? Okay. Here see, the major portion of the flowchart is occupied now by the real numbers. You can observe here. So natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, real numbers. Real numbers is nothing but the union of q and q prime. What is q prime? You may get a doubt. You may get a doubt. Q is nothing but we know rational numbers. But what is q prime? Opposite to it, irrational numbers which are not ever defined like this. So later on we will discuss the examples of rational numbers and irrational numbers. First of all, you remember the definition of real numbers as union of the two sets of rational and irrational numbers. So the flowchart, if shaded, then if at all you take a point number, then you will get a real number, and the real number may be a rational or irrational. Let's suppose I share the portion here. Every portion I have shaded here. Okay. Let us pick a thing here. Let us pick a point here from this flowchart or circular chart. Okay. Then the number may be rational or irrational. We cannot decide the number should be an rational or should be an irrational. We cannot decide it. Similarly, we can say in other point of view as if we pick a number in this set of real numbers, then what is the number we get as the result is nothing but an irrational or a rational. We cannot decide it not by testing. Only if we test that number by using some laws, then only we can decide the number x, the number variable, is a rational or irrational. Let us discuss one more subtopic, representation of rational numbers on number line. Represent 5 by 8 on number line. See here. Represent 5 by 8 on number line. Okay. This is the question given. Let us discuss here representation. Here consider a number line from minus infinity to infinity. Positive infinity, negative infinity here. Here first of all consider 0. Whenever you get it in terms of negatives, then you can consider the left side ones. As you don't have here negative part, so you leave about it. So starting from 0, 1 by 8 you take in the denominator. What you have, this is a proper fraction which is less than 1 as the result. So that's why you should observe this process. Whenever you get in terms of improper, that is nothing but greater than 1 result, then at that time you can see like that. So now you can write 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8. So they are asking only 5 by 8 as our result. So represented here. This is the point. So also 8 by 2. You represent 8 by 2. This is very easy question, you also know. But generalized way, they can give these type of questions also. Even this is also in the form of P by Q. We can convert it into simplest fractions, simplest terms. 8 by 2 is nothing but 4 by 1 only. Is you are correct? Yes. So consider 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. This is the answer represented. So let us discuss one more thing. Let us discuss an example here. Let us read the introduction part in our textbook. Salma wants to buy 3 pens at 5 rupees each. Her friend, who is his friend Satish, wants to buy 2 similar pens. Salma wants to buy 3 pens, each of cost 5 rupees. And her friend Satish wants to buy 2 similar pens. So they went to a wholesale shop. Here the picture also given, you can observe. How much does each pen cost? Okay, sorry. So they went to a wholesale shop. Shopkeeper said that the packet of 5 pens cost 22 rupees. How much does each pen cost? We can easily calculate the cost of each pen as 22 by 5 rupees. Is there any natural number in the set to represent this cost? Is there any whole number or integer to represent this? In this type of situation, we need the significance of rational numbers. So observe. Okay, I hope you understood significance. SIGNIFICANCE. Okay, significance. So here we are discussing an example. Two persons are there here, Salma, Satish. Okay, two persons are there. So the wholesaler, what he said, a packet of 5 pens cost how much? Rupees 22. Then how much each pen cost? Let it be lambda. The pen, in similar terms, we may use lambda as the representation of one unit quantity. Okay, or you can represent it, if you get a difficulty, we can take it as x rupees. X rupees is the 1 pen cost. Now these are in proportion. You can take multiplication, like you take like this. 5 pens cost 22. 1 pen cost how much? Cross multiply. 5 into here x is equal to 1 into 22. Okay. Now From this, x is equal to rupees 22 by 5. I hope you know the conversion of decimal numbers. How much is 22 by 5? You say, calculate it. It is nothing but 4.4 only. 4.4 rupees. How I calculated is nothing but simple. 5 is divided by 22. 5 fours 20. 2 you will get here after subtraction. Keep a point and keep a 0. 5 fours 20 and you will get remainder as 0. Yes, 4.4. And let us discuss here about 4.4 also even. Here 4.4 is what? 4.4 is like P dot Q and no other terms 0 0 0 0 you can keep. So this is a terminating decimal. This is the introduction of the decimals. What is the terminating decimal is nothing but if a decimal number has a number of decimal places as finite. Let us classify finite and infinite definitions differently. Infinite. Okay. Finite means measurable. Finite means it can be measured. It can be measured. Okay. Infinity means cannot be measured. Okay. Cannot be measured. Infinity means cannot be measured. So that's why finite and infinity we have to say 4.4 is a decimal number of finite decimal places, as a single decimal place is there and that is a countable, measurable. If suppose I will give you another number 4.4692 so on like this, you will get like, see here, 4.9624329262 so on like this. So on like this you will get. This type of decimals are known as non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. Whenever they repeat in an order like 4.9624 bar, that is nothing but 9624 9624 9624 9624 9624 like that, so on you will get. So the based on this we will get periodicity, and we will discuss those in our next session. Hope you enjoyed this session. In this session we have discussed rational numbers and one of the question and real numbers. And you can see here one more thing. In our next session we will also discuss the properties of rational numbers, and also again 2 more examples are given, no, those also we will discuss. Okay, hope you understood this session. Let us end our session by like this. Okay.